man, we are in a really, really bad stretch of movies. It's a stretch so bad, my hair literally fell off from the last time I saw you. Ah! No, I'm just kidding. Of course, finally got my hair cut after, 6 months? I know, it should have been earlier, and, yeah, even the person that cut my hair said I should have came a couple months ago, but we got it done. All good. That's not what you're here for. Or maybe you want to hear me talk about my hair, but yeah, I did get my hair cut today, so that's why it looks completely different than it did yesterday. So, with all that said, welcome to Time About the Movies, everybody. And really, it's one of those weekends that I just want to get over with because, yeah, all three of these movies are, well, movies that I remember not being all that great overall. Case in point with our first movie, How to Be a Latin Lover, starring Eugenio Dubrez from Instructions Not Included. It follows him as a man who has spent his whole life married to a rich old woman and must learn to make it on his own when she kicks him out. You also have Salma Hayek, who stars in this, as well as Raquel Welch, Linda Lavin, Renee Taylor, Rob Riggle, Rob Hubel, Rob Corddry. McKenna Grace is also in this movie, too. Another movie with her, and another one that she's in. Second one this month, actually. Michaela Watkins, Michael Cera, Ben Schwartz. Weird Al Yankovic is in this, too. And this is directed by Ken Marino from the Stella Comedy Group. And this is one of his 2 movies he directed. And yet... Oh, and Kristen Bell's in it, too. I forgot to tell you about that. But, and yet there really is no life to this movie overall. It's kind of a boring movie about this guy who simply just wanted to live the life of being an old... being the opposite of Anna Nicole Smith. Like being a... I guess it would still be kind of a grave digger, a gold digger, but this time it's with a... A gold digger can go either way. It can be either an old man and a younger woman, or young man and or an older woman, I would think. But other than that, though, there's really nothing about this movie that makes it worth it in the long run. I mean, Eugenio Derbez isn't a bad actor overall. I've seen him in a couple things where he can be decent, but he's not that great of an actor where I feel like he can lead a film off and be like, okay, this guy is a draw and he'll be good in anything he's in. Even when he's surrounded by all these people involved in here, this film really does feel like they had an idea. They had a simple idea, and that's all they worked with. They didn't bother to do anything unique with expanding the story or anything that incredible or amazing. But no, they just said, okay, here's our pitch. And a younger guy marries an older woman, and then a much older woman, an elderly old woman. She kicks her out. Now he has to figure out how to live on his own. Make the movie. Got it. And, yeah, you need it more than that, honestly. But, I mean, I guess it's not terrible, but it's just a movie where it's just kind of like, there really is nothing there except just the one element of the story, and these people that are involved in it who can't even save the movie overall when it's all said and done. I mean, I don't know, man. It just didn't do it for me, honestly. It's just a film that just kind of came and went, and I think most people saw it and kind of came and went, even though it was a hit, an unexpected hit overall, but one that not a lot of people really remember for the most part, so I don't know. I got nothing else for you on that one. So, but then again, I don't have really much else to tell you about the rest of the movies this weekend. Case in point with our next movie, another movie with a huge ensemble cast and people that I didn't even know were in this movie that we're going to talk about here, The Circle.
Either there isn't a problem that we cannot solve. When we are our best selves, the possibilities are endless. We have cameras all over the world. Do you think you behave better or worse when you are being watched?
Do you want to see something? You can't tell anyone you are down here. Everything recorded. They can use it however they see fit.
I want the truth.
Knowing is good, but knowing everything is better. So, May, is there anything you want to tell us?
The Circle, rated PG-13.
Yeah, I honestly forgot that John Boyega was in this movie. I forgot that Karen Gillan from Guardians of the Galaxy was in this movie. Glenn Headley is in this movie. Hell, I forgot that Bill Paxton was even in this movie. I thought he was dead for a couple of years, but I guess he died just before this movie came out. I thought he died in 2014 or something, because the last 2 movies we saw him in were in Two Guns, which came out in 2013, and then Edge of Tomorrow, which came out in 2014. Guess not. I guess he was still alive when he was making this movie. I mean, why else would he be involved in here? But not only that, you got a script written by Dave Eggers. You got a screenplay. It's also directed by the guy who did a very good underrated movie from a couple years ago, The End of the Tour, with Jason Segel and Jesse Eisenberg. But man, you got all these people involved in here: Tom Hanks, Emma Watson, everyone I just mentioned. You think this would be an all-around winner, but So Emma Watson stars as May, who's hired to work for the world's largest and most powerful tech and social media company, seeing it as an opportunity of a lifetime. As she rises through the ranks, she is encouraged by the company's founder, played by Tom Hanks, to engage in a groundbreaking experiment that pushes the boundaries of privacy, ethics, and ultimately her personal freedom. Her participation in the experiment and every decision she makes begins to affect the lives and futures of her friends, family, and that of humanity. And again, you have a film with a stacked cast that includes Tom Hanks, Emma Watson, John Boyega, Karen Gillan, Glenn Headley, Patton Oswalt, Bill Paxton. You got Nate Cordry in here. You got Judy Reese from Scrubs and High Potential. You got Beck in here playing himself, the singer Beck. And yeah, it's a good cast, a good director. How do you waste a cast like this? I mean, this movie is so boring. I mean, I don't know what it is with these tech thrillers, because we had a movie like this a couple years ago, like in Black Hat with Chris Hemsworth, directed by Michael Mann, that was also like this. A movie that had a good concept, but it's just boring as hell. There's nothing going on in this movie whatsoever. Tom Hanks does not come off as threatening whatsoever. It's another movie where he's playing a villainous role, and kind of like the last movie where he played a villainous role, The Lady Killers, he didn't do it very well here. I mean, he was not very good in this role whatsoever. It's just a boring movie. Nothing is going on here. You're sitting there for nearly 2 hours. I mean, there's a good hook here, and there is potential for some satirical elements here with the idea of, your personal information being caught into the web of this company in general, but it just doesn't work. It's just a boring film. The tension's not there. The acting is bland. The director of this, I mean, these are all good people working on this movie. He made a great film with The End of the Tour, which I think is a phenomenal film. But man, what a golden opportunity just wasted. Wasted on this movie on so many levels. And just, it's bad. It's a really boring film. There's nothing about it that works. It was easily one of the biggest disappointments of the year, just for the cast alone, just for the fact that this is a good director. And they just completely wasted everyone's time with it. It's a mess. It's an ungodly mess of a movie. So, needless to say, you can go ahead and avoid the circle like the plague. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and move on to our last movie that we have here. See if we can turn the tide around with the last one we have, and that is Sleight.
Don't mess up, man. I'm gonna kill you and every person you know.
What's happening?
Nothing you need to worry about. I need more power. This isn't for a trick, is it?
There's a lot of things in our lives that can trap us. But these barriers only exist if we let them.
Oh my God. Sleight will be off stage Friday, April 28th.
I mean, I wish they kind of give you a little bit more information about what this movie is about. I mean, I'm not asking you to spoil the whole thing, but just, you're not really selling a lot of people with what you're trying to put in there. I mean, you got a story about a young street musician who is left to care for his little sister after their parents' death and turns to illegal activities to keep a roof over their heads. When he gets in too deep, his sister is kidnapped and he's forced to use his magic and brilliant mind to save her. So, in a way, it's kind of a movie where this guy can do a lot of magic, and he's apparently gotten the powers he's gotten these supernatural powers to, like, bend cars and all that type of stuff, but the movie never really does a good job of explaining that to you. I mean, it's like they tried to make a movie that's a mix between Now You See Me meets Chronicle, but it just didn't work, man. It's a movie that had some potential to it. Jacob Lattimore's in this movie. He was in, he was in Black Nativity, which I really didn't like. I don't think he's a bad actor overall. Far from it. I think he actually is really good. He's been in The Maze Runner. He was in Detroit coming up later this year. He's on that Showtime show, Shy. You got Dule Hill in here, Storm Reed, Sasha Zameda from Saturday Night Live. A good cast involved in here. An idea that I think maybe could work, but it never really gives you the clear indication of what kind of a movie it's trying to be. Like, it really does feel like they kind of had kind of like with the first movie we had, How to Be a Latin Lover. It felt like a movie where they had plan A, they had the setup ready, but then they just went and made the movie. They didn't even bother putting a full script together, and I think in the end it really does hurt the film in the long run. It's ambitious, I'll give it that. It does have a lot there where I can say that there is at least effort being put into it. It's easily the best movie we've had this week, but then again, it's not really saying a whole lot. It's just not a movie that doesn't live up to the potential overall. I really do feel like there was a missed opportunity here. Let me put it this way. When Mr. Mosby from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is playing the mob boss in this movie, yeah, probably not a good sign for this film going forward overall. I mean, you think of that guy and you see him as Mr. Mosby from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and you see him playing a mob boss, and it's just kind of like, yeah, I think you missed the mark on this one big time. So I don't know. I didn't like it. I know this one got better reviews than most of the movies that we had this week, but I mean, I didn't really care for it all that much, unfortunately. So that's Sleight for you. Like I said, man, these last couple of weeks have just been brutal. Some really, really bad films. Once in a while you get a good film, but yeah, it's been a slum of a month. That was April 2017. And a little bit of March, too. Don't get me wrong there, but don't worry, though. Next time we meet, though, it does get better, because we're starting the summer 2017 movie season off with one of my favorite movies in the MCU, and it's a sequel to one of my favorite movies in the MCU, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the movie that kicks off the summer 2017 movie season. We'll take a look at that, and we'll do a double feature weekend once again, because after that we have because that was the only new release for the first weekend of the year. Nobody obviously wanted to compete with Guardians, so they waited until Mother's Day weekend to release some other titles. Not a lot of very good titles. I mean, once again, Guardians of the Galaxy is like that one little gem in a steaming pile of garbage, because the following weekend after that we've got Goldie Hawn and Amy Schumer in a movie that should be good, directed by Jonathan Levine, who gave us Warm Bodies and 50-50, Snatched. We'll take a look at that. We'll also take a look at Guy Ritchie's latest film, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, and Blumhouse Tilt is back with another film already, Low Riders. And is that it? I believe that's it. So we'll just have those 4 movies to look at as we'll take a look at the first 2 weeks of May next time around, the first 2 weeks of the summer 2017 movie season. With all that said, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and do me the honors of hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button. Also, don't forget to check out our playlist, and don't forget to check out the previous episode we did. So with all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.